Hello and welcome back to part 4 of the Skoda PA2 Turtle build. So the paint's now dried, or the lacquer has now dried on top, and it's looking good. So as I said, I got this pen, this full artist marker. It's in black, solid black. There wasn't really much choice in colours. And this is going to be the scariest part of doing all of this, because obviously we spent a lot of time painting and we're going to have to be quite careful doing this. So essentially, I've got the pen, which if I use a piece of plastic here, writes quite nicely on there. As long as I don't press down too hard, we should get a relatively fine line. So I need to now very carefully start and go around some of these, and I'm going to try and do it in one fell swoop, as it were. And there's the first line. This is nerve-wracking. So let's try and do another one. And that. Hope I've got you on camera here. Yeah. It's quite thick, but it's going down alright. So I'm now going to do the rest of these. So there we go. I'm going to carry on now off camera and do the rest of this, and then we should come back and have a look and see what we've got. After doing all of the black lines around the piece here, you can see they came out, they're alright actually, they're not too bad at all. But I left it overnight to dry off, and then I've gone over it again with the MRP matte coat and flattened it down a bit because it was looking a bit shiny. And I think you'll agree, it's come out quite nice. They're a little bit bigger than expected, but overall, I don't think it's too bad. So I've never done a video on weathering before, but that's where we're going next. I am by no means an expert on it. I'm not amazing by any means, but we're going to give it a go. Going to make it a little bit weathered. I'm not going to do it too beat up or anything like that. But first of all, I'm going to start off doing some sort of chipping and things around the areas of the bodywork most likely to have had a bit of a bang or smash of some kind. And what I'm using is Tamiya's XF85 black rubber. and I've actually got a type of paintbrush here which is like a rubber at the end of it, and it stops me from putting too much on there. So what I'm going to do is, around the corners where the bits where I think it's going to get messed up a bit, I'm just going to go, because obviously around here, so this could take a little while to do all these. We don't want it looking too clean now, do we? What I did forget to do was to actually do a panel line wash over these. So I've got the Tamiya panel line accent colour black. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over all the panel lines. It should sort of filter down and go into all the panel lines. Then we just remove the excess with a brush afterwards. Not too much there. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. So we take a panel line like this one here, we just dab it, and you can see it just going down there with the capillary action, and the same there, and down there. Right, L2. Ooh. Remove the excess with a bit of Tamiya thinners. So I'm just using X20A. I'm just going to pull off some of the excess. Obviously any areas where it's looking a bit darker, we're going to make that work for us for the weathering, because it's not going to be a clean machine. So I'm going to go over all this now and remove a lot of the panel line stuff, and we'll be back. So I was removing some of the panel line stuff from Tamiya, and I was using the X20A. Wrong stuff to use, should have used thinners. So apologies for that. So I'm just going back over it now with thinners and just trying to recover some of this. So, just got a tin of thinners. And this is much better. Should have used this originally. So I'm not a weathering expert. Much better. So again, I'm just going to carry on going over this now with the thinners and removing all the excess, and then we'll have a look when it's done. So I've been over it now with white spirit or thinners, white spirit even, and I've got rid of a lot of the visible lines. And actually, I didn't remove it all. I sort of spread some of the black around there to give it a more of a, I don't know, a worn look. And it was something I was going to do later on in another stage of the painting and weathering, but it looks alright as it is now. I think it looks nicely war-torn. So the next step on here, it's basically dried, is I'm going to go over the filter. There's a lot of green on here, and I think we're best go with the green filter. It's obviously pretty difficult when the camouflage is like this, but I just want to really knock it back because it is still a little bit bright. So I'm going to be using a MIG green filter for this, and I've got a fairly large brush to apply it with. So give it a quick shake. And I'm just going to go over the whole thing. And hopefully it will knock back some of the brightness of it. Especially the yellow here and the green here. Liberally putting it on. Don't forget all these areas down at the front. That's dulled it down a fair bit. That's better. And there we go for that one. So we just need to leave that to dry. That's going to take some time now. I'm just going to remove some of the excess. But that's going to take some time now. And then afterwards, we'll do the exhaust and get the final bits of it sort of finished off. We need to get the light lenses in at some point as well. But we're getting there slowly and surely. So there we have it for now. Thanks for joining me. In the next video we'll finish off with the lights and guns and we'll hopefully do a final reveal video.